Hi guys, welcome to our Handmade Happy Hour. I am Tracy with Print Cut Craft, and we help busy makers, especially who own Cricut machines, learn how to use your die cut crafting machine and also make fun crafts just with wood craft blanks, with DTF transfers, and just our wood kits and our little collections that we make in our we do lots of workshops and that kind of thing. So if you're new to what we do here, we mainly help people learn how to use their Cricut machine, and we definitely get you to get it out of the box and dust it off if it happens to be sitting on a shelf and it's just collecting dust. So we hear that a lot. So let me just double check that I am showing up in my Facebook page, which I should be. Yes, I'm good to go there. So today for the Handmade Happy Hour, hey Jill, I'm going to go over, we've been getting some questions about the different types of transfer tapes and vinyls. And so I'm just going to go do a quick run through of what those are. And that's what we're going to do on the Handmade Happy Hour today. We get this question, especially if you guys are new or you just haven't used your machine yet, or you don't know what materials you can cut with on the Cricut machine. I'm not going to go over all the different, I'm not going to show you all the different materials you can cut with, but you can cut so much with the, especially if you have the maker. So I'm going to cover permanent vinyl, removable vinyl, stencil vinyl, and then some specialty vinyls, and then heat transfer. And then I'm going to show you 3 different types of transfer tapes. And we get this question a lot about which brand do I use? And all of that. So I'm going to go over all of that and tell you like the reasons why I pick what I pick, and then just show you the difference. Because if you're just starting out on your Cricut journey or just any die cutting machine journey, and you don't know what you don't know until someone comes along and helps you and educates you. So, I mean, I didn't know what the difference in this stuff was until somebody taught me. So I'm passing it along to you. Hey, Michelle. And so, one of the things we get a lot is, do I use permanent, or let's just go over real quick, what can you cut with a Cricut? You can cut permanent vinyl, removable vinyl, heat transfer vinyl, stencil vinyl, specialty vinyls like puff vinyl, glitter vinyl. There's all sorts of, we have an amazing, if you guys happen to live in the Houston area or Dallas, there is an amazing vinyl store called Joinus, JOINUS.com. And they ship, and I just really like their vinyl, and they just have a lot of options. So if you just want to go peruse the shelves, they have lots of printed vinyl, and they actually have all the supply you would need. So it's just a great one-stop shop if you like to go in person or if you want to shop online. But that's not where I get my transfer tape. I'm going to tell you about that in a second too. So that's just all the main vinyl things. Of course, you can cut paper, sticker material, magnet sheets, faux leather. I have paper, like a paper version of burlap. It's like a bonded material on the back. It's like plastic coated burlap, which is really great if you want to cut really kind of precise edges and things on your burlap. But I cut burlap all the time on my cutting machine, just regular burlap fabric. So lots of different fabric materials you can cut on your Cricut machine. You will need a rotary blade for some of these to make your life so much easier. Felt, you can cut felt. I cut most anything I can with my rotary blade. I have the Maker 3 and I love it. It's just super handy. And but you can cut some of these materials like the felt with a regular knife blade that comes with your Cricut machine. So you just have to, this is where you're going to do some testing and practicing, depending if you have the Explorer, the Joy and the Joy XL. Those are going to be mainly for your vinyls and your regular basic materials, your vinyls and your heat transfers and paper. And you can cut, yeah. So anyway, those are okay. On the Maker 3, you can also cut balsa wood and chipboard and for cutting, but you can engrave on metal and acrylic. There's just so many things you can do with your Cricut machine. But I'm going to go over and show you some different vinyls right now. And so let me switch my camera. Woo, my camera's messed up. Did not check that. Okay, so basically, these are our transfer tapes. And so the one that's most common is just a standard, I use permanent vinyl. Now, this is just happened to be one that I just grabbed out of my cabinet. It's a Oracle 651. So, which you can kind of see. It just says, it'll say on the back, the number 651. That means it's a permanent vinyl. If you see I think it's 631 is their removable vinyl. I don't even bother buying that because you can remove this. So all you need to do to remove it is have a heat gun. So permanent vinyl is what some people use more for decals on your car or signs on the outside of buildings. That's like more weatherproof kind of thing. But I use it all the time in my crafting. Like have those signs back there have some of this on there on some place of it. So I use it every day, all day long. I do not use removable vinyl. I don't waste my time or money on removable vinyl anymore. Once I figured out that, so permanent vinyl is permanent. After about 24 to 48 hours, it cures and it's harder to get off. Like you're definitely going to have a hard time pulling it off. But you can totally get it off if you just heat it up and pull it off. And so that way I don't have to buy removable vinyl anymore. So I'm like, if I want it removed, I'll just take it off. I don't really have any issues with it leaving residue when I pull it off. I have a little video where I've done a whole sign that's been sitting for like a year and I pulled everything off and it was like a chalkboard kind of background. And I didn't have any issues with any residue pulling it up. So now I only buy the 651 or if I'm getting Oracle, but really I get the vinyl from Join Us a lot. And I really like it. It's called Polytech. It's a thick one like this one. And then another good option is another store I'm going to tell you about is Vinyl Ease. One of my customers owns an Amazon shop called Vinyl Ease. They have amazing transfer tape, which I'm addicted to. And then I've tested out their vinyl that cuts really nice too. So they have great vinyl also. So that's a permanent vinyl. I use it all day, every day. Then some of the other different vinyls you're going to get are going to be specialty vinyl. So it could be printed. It could be, well, like this blue one. Let me cut a piece off of this. It's a stencil vinyl, and we're actually going to be using stencils a lot for Craft Week. So if you haven't heard of Craft Week and you want to join us, we're making some of the projects back here that are lemons and sunshines. You can, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, but we're streaming to YouTube too, but it won't work for YouTube. You can comment the word lemons and it will send you a link to our Craft Week. So this is a transfer vinyl. So it's blue and you're like, well, it's just blue vinyl, but it's a clear see-through. Let me pull the backing off. It is a clear see-through stencil vinyl. So this way, when you cut it and you weed it and you put it on something, you can really tell where you want it to be placed. And you can also tell when you're painting, you know, all the, like I want to paint here and I don't want to paint outside the lines kind of thing. Sometimes if I'm doing a darker, a solid vinyl, sometimes I have a harder time telling where it's actually placed underneath. And so if I need to know exactly where something's placed, like I'm lining up those lemon slices on the lemon sign, I'm definitely going to use this blue stencil vinyl material. It's really lightweight. It's really kind of light tack on the back. It doesn't have, it's not too sticky. Okay, so then the other kind of vinyls you're going to see, this one you can't tell. I grabbed it out of my scrap binder, but this is like a glossy, shimmery vinyl. And there's also some foil vinyls as well, which I didn't grab a sample of that either. So they're just lots of different specialty vinyls you can choose from when you're shopping. So they have vinyl at Hobby Lobby, at Michael's, at Walmart, Dollar Tree. And then you're going to get, depending on what you like, start to shop for and have good success with, a lot of times you're just going to have your favorites. And so for me, my favorite is Join Us. And my second favorite is Oracle. If I can't get Join Us, I tend to get Oracle. And so you're going to have like your favorites. Like this one is from the Paper Studio, which is Hobby Lobby. It's not my favorite. It's much thinner. Like I know you probably can't tell, but this one is so much thicker than this thinner one. It's just a nicer plastic. I don't know. Hey, Michelle. And so that's like definitely one of them, but I don't buy too many specialty stuff. I really kind of just go with the generic route. And then I'll like to add different embellishments like on our signs or whatever we're doing with inks or pens and doodling or paint pens with dots. And so you can totally put paint on top of this depending on what you're doing or how glossy it is or where you get it from. So that is regular vinyl. So then the other thing we do, which we use a lot here, is heat transfer. And so we get the question a lot, what's the difference between regular vinyl and heat transfer vinyl? So this one is definitely going to have a wax paper backing. Like all of them have a wax paper backing that you have to peel off. Heat transfer has a dull side. And a lot of times, like this one, a lot of times let me find you a different one. So one of the things we do here is every so often we do a little class where we organize our scraps. And so I save our scraps, and I know a lot of our customers do too, because you could just pull them out of your bin and reuse. If you need a little tiny piece for this or that, you can find it. So I have a little freebie somewhere. I'll have to post the link on how to make a binder where we do printouts and we make our own stickers with sticker paper and then print and cut tabs. And so then I organize my vinyl by color, and then like this is permanent vinyl. And that way, if I need a piece of white, I can go here to white, grab it. Hey, Pat. And then I'm good to go. So then I have removable vinyl, but you can see that one's empty, nothing in there because I don't use it. And then fancy vinyl, pattern vinyl, and heat transfer. So let me find a kind that is, yeah. This is normally the kind I buy. It's got color on the front and the back. This one that I was just showing you was below this one. It's white, but what's interesting is it's glossy on this side and it's dull on this side. And so the glossy side is really the carrier sheet. And so when you cut, so you're going to put glossy side down. So your machine will even tell you and remind you, hey, did you put glossy side down and did you mirror your design? So then it's going to cut a reverse design on the dull side up. And then when you pull this off the cutting mat and you weed it, when you flip it over, because now it's your design's left, whatever you weeded is left on the plastic carrier sheet, you're going to put it like, it would be like this word. You're going to put this on your shirt or whatever, and you could read it. It's the right way. And so then when you heat it up, you can just peel off this plastic carrier sheet. So that is heat transfer. I love doing heat transfer, especially for some smaller detail things, because you can put this on, of course, t-shirts and all the things like that, fabric, but you could also put it on wood. You can put it on different things. It doesn't have to just be t-shirts and pillows and stuff like that. And I didn't grab, because you're not going to tell the difference, puffy vinyl. Puffy vinyl, it looks the same ish when it's on the shelf. And then when you heat it up, it literally like puffs up and looks a little wrinkly, but it makes it like puffy. So another thing that you can find in the stores is like glitter heat transfer vinyl. You could find glitter permanent vinyl, all the things you might think you might want to shop for, it's out there. I don't use too much heat transfer glitter vinyl. I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not like super glittery kind of person. So I'll go in phases, like, but sometimes if I'm into the glitter, it's when I'm adding it as an embellishment to a sign or something like that. A card, not so much. I don't do heat transfer glitter too much unless maybe I'm doing like a holiday pillow or something like that and I want to accent. So that's the difference between vinyls. And I'll post later the link to this free workshop, how to organize your scraps. And it's just a good way to definitely keep things organized. And then you guys know, if you have all these supplies, you pay for them, you want to use them up. So you don't want to waste them. Okay, so let's go over some transfer tapes. And I'm going to show you what I started with using. I don't even have the one I originally had, which was a Cricut transfer tape. And I love Cricut products, but I do not love Cricut transfer tape. I don't know why it is so powerfully strong. So this one is one that I originally started getting at Joinus. And originally I really liked it. And so you just peel it. It doesn't have a wax paper backing. And then you just cut off what you need. And then you put it on your vinyl and use it like you regularly would. But the more I use this, So there's different tackiness, I guess. This is supposed to be like a medium tack. Like Cricut is like strong, massively strong. If you try to use Cricut, you're really going to be pulling with all your might to get it off things. I don't like it, but some people do. And if you like it, I'm happy for you. But I'm telling you, there's a much better way, and which I'll show you in a second, that you can use a light tack, medium to light tack transfer tape that is just a dream to work with. And I'm not wrestling trying to get it off. So this is what I kind of started using. They sell this all over Amazon or wherever. I got this one at Join Us. And so I used this for years. But now, because I have so much of it left over, I use this when I'm cutting felt. I'm a lazy crafter. So if I can't do it quick, I don't really want to do it. But what I use this for is I'll cover my cutting mat with this, and then I'll put felt on top. I don't use my pink cutting mat. I stick with my blue cutting mat because that's the one I like the best. And you'll see when you guys start using, if you're new and you start using your supplies, you're going to have your favorite items and you're going to have your favorite way of using it. This is just mine. So that's what I use this one for. I don't really use this anymore because even just pulling it off of here, it's like a little bit of, it's kind of tough. So what we switch this out with, well, let me tell you a different one too. There is just plain old masking tape. You can totally use masking tape. Some people even use cling wrap. It depends like what you're using it for. You could do contact paper. There's lots of options, but these are my two absolute favorite options. Before I found this one that I absolutely love, I used, and I always butcher the name, scissor, I don't know. But it's got a, you can't really tell. It's got a grid on it and it's wax paper lined. I don't love that it's wax paper lined. I don't need to have that. If they made it without wax paper, I'd probably buy that one. But because this is light tack and it's so easy to use, I put up with the wax paper backing. It's not like it's bad. It's just an extra step. And because I'm lazy, I don't want an extra step, but I'm willing to do it for this because it's so amazing. This is my favorite transfer tape. This is the one that I get from Vinyl Ease. And it's wax. It's the same exact type. It's really light tack. It's so easy to use. And it comes with a grid if you want to like line things up. But once you try to use like a lighter tack instead of something super powerful, you're never going to go back because it's just the ease of use to me is worth any extra penny. I don't know the price difference between what I paid for this or this. I'd have to go calculate that. But for ease of use, light tack, light to medium tack transfer tape is a dream to work with. So that's the one I use. Vinyl Ease is on Amazon. They have an Amazon store and they sell all sorts of transfer tapes, but I get the one, hey, Hannah, I get the one that has the grid on it. And they have two. One is like a blue hue, like a light blue with grid, and the white one. I've used them both. They seem the same to me. I don't really know what the difference is, but I'll pop a link in here later for Vinyl Ease as well. They're one, it's a family-owned business, which I love. I know the owners, and one of them is our customer. It's a brother and sister team, and out of Dallas. And so, and I'm happy just to support small businesses like that. So that's the difference between the different, let me cut a little of this off so you can see what this looks like too. So this one, if you're using this one, you were just going to literally, I just kind of fold a corner over. And one thing I like about the grids, because they're 1 inch increments, is that I know how much I need, and then I'm not wasting a bunch of extra transfer tape. And so like I can see, what am I cutting? What are the dimensions that I'm cutting? And then I just cut off what I need. And that'll just save any little scraps. And you can reuse this, you guys. I don't know if you know that, but you can totally reuse transfer tape until it doesn't pick up your vinyl anymore. Like one time I was making a domino set. There's a lot of dominoes in a domino set. And I reused this, like the same piece, like for probably at least 10 to 12 different tiles before it kind of starts to lose its stickiness. But it also depends too, like where are you putting it down? Is your countertop dusty or dirty, or are you picking up bits of craft like glitter, like whatever this is right here, this red stuff, glittery little stuff on my table. So if you end up picking up more of like that bits that are left on your craft table, it's not going to last as long, but I just like it. But that's basically what it is. You peel off the wax paper backing and you're left with this super light tack stuff, which is amazing. So that is what we're doing for Handmade Happy Hour today. We're gonna be live every day next week, and we're doing a Handmade Happy Hour too, where I'm going to do a craft project, and we're going to be talking about all sorts of different things next week, about Craft Week, about our selling your handmade crafts, and our club, and all sorts of things. So next week, we're the closer we're getting to Craft Week, the busier it's going to be around here. We're going to be doing some bonus projects that if you're in our club, you guys are going to be getting those files, and just lots of fun things happening. So if you don't know what Craft Week is, make sure you go check out our page or comment lemons in the comments if you happen to be on Facebook or Instagram, and you'll get sent a link, and then be good to go from there. So Craft Week starts April 22nd through the 26th, and we're probably going to do an extra bonus day the following Monday. And we're making 9 different crafts. Some of them are right here behind me, the door hanger, and some of those little signs. And so it's just going to be a really fun event. We're going to talk about all the different things that we do at Print Cut Craft. We're going to be crafting 9 different crafts. And it's just going to be a fun time. There's prizes every day. We're doing a grand prize drawing at the end. And it's just a fun event that we're doing. So, all right, guys, I will catch you next Friday. I'm going to do a DTF transfer. I'm going to do a DTF transfer on a birdhouse. It's going to be super cute. And so we have a new lemons and daisies DTF bundle this month. Every month we have a new DTF bundle and a new wood cutout. But this one happens to kind of coordinate a bit with the theme of lemons and sunshine. And so I'm going to take one of the DTF transfers and I'm going to put it on a birdhouse. So you can come watch me do that next Handmade Happy Hour on Fridays at 1. So whether you catch us on our YouTube channel or you catch us on our Facebook page. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. And the difference, how we were talking about the difference between different transfer tapes and vinyls, is because a customer wanted to know the difference. So if you guys have questions that you want me to go over or show you stuff, send them in to us. We'll show you whatever you want to know. So otherwise, we will catch you Monday. I'm going to go live Monday and talk about what 5 fun things that are happening during Craft Week. So otherwise, we'll see you next week, Friday at 1 Central on our Handmade Happy Hour. Bye, guys.